What's up, everyone? You're tuned in to the channel Eps episode 112. This is EEPMON, and I apologize that I didn't post a video yesterday because I was in Montreal to attend the OMA plus Shingo 2 plus Spin Master DJ A1 Lovesick Hexology tour, and they did theirs in Toronto and also in Montreal, which I was in, and it was a phenomenal event. Oh my goodness, it was like you could see I still got bags in my eyes. It was like I didn't go to bed until like 2 in the morning, but it was, as I mentioned in my previous episode, that this event would be quite emotional for me because I've been listening to Nujabez. If you don't know who Nujabez is, I highly recommend you look him up online. Nujabes. He essentially is like the father or whatever grandfather spearheading this whole movement of underground hip hop, lo-fi beats. Just the way he's able to like combine jazz and hip hop beats to create this really sublime synthesis of just of mixing incredible music. Lots of great references. He's no, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I can already tell that this individual, rest in peace, Nujabez, has has an ear for. He's a talent, an absolute talent. And Nujabez had done some incredible tracks and produced a lot of great music, collaborating with the likes of Shingo 2, who I've known for over 10 years. And and coming out with albums. He did Battle Cry, again another collab with Shingo 2, and Battle Cry was the feature song for the iconic anime. For those who don't watch anime, I think I recommend that you do watch this one, Samurai Champloo. Okay, that's Samurai and Champloo, Champloo. And if you love that, you should also watch Cowboy Bebop, by the way. Though the music is composed by and produced by Yoko Kano. However, the animation is by I believe the same animation studio. Uh, anyway, I don't want to go on around on the whole animation kind of thing, but I remember it was like 2007 that I was on YouTube and I discovered Nujabez's music. And then from there, I discovered his Mortal Soul albums, and I just went off that tangent. And I got to discover an underground hip hop movement that is not mainstream, not the typical hip hop rap mainstream stuff that you hear day to day, but these are like incredible artists who speak empowerment, positivity, philosophy, outlook in life, and just genuinely like great people. Not the typical hip hop rap stuff that we listen to blaring in the radio stations. Uh, this is the other side, and I like to say like really the going back to the roots of authentic uh, hip hop rap and positive messaging. Anyway, so I was there, and it's just sort of like it hits me home again because uh, I when I was going through my career, my with EEPMON, right? I officially started in 2005, and that was just around the same time again, like this whole movement that I started to discover New Jabez and Shingo 2 and all that kind of thing. And as I mentioned, I went to Japan quite often, starting around the mid 2000s, and I got to. I remember I was also living in New York at the time too, around 2010s, that I got to see a live gig of Shingo 2 finally, and I emailed him up and I said, hey, listen, like I would love to meet you to say hi. And I think it was like 2010 that 2010 2011 that I met with him, and also that was the start of building a starting to build a friendship that eventually became he agreed to do a long 2 hour interview with me in Brooklyn, New York. I remember it was at Atlas Coffee. I think I mentioned that in my previous episode, and he just gave me the whole deep dive of his like thoughts and philosophy. And interesting enough, like I saw a post. Okay, anyway, the post event from yesterday. I went to, of course, I went to backstage, met up with Spin Master DJ A1, um, and of course saw Shingo 2, and we caught up. Like it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. Like I haven't seen him pre-pandemic since like it's been over at least 5 years that I last saw this guy, right? Because there's a pandemic and a couple of years I was all over the place, he was all over the place, and we caught up, and it was like it was such a great moment just to reconnect and just catching up on how he's doing, how I'm doing, blah blah blah, just kind of like just catching up like creatives do, right? It was just so chill. Um, but I'll get back to that in a second. Like I want to go back to the music. So he was singing or rapping, whatever you want to call it, the Lovesick Hexology. So Lovesick, Shingo 2 is very well known for his Lovesick tracks. There are 6 parts to it. Lovesick Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, I started to listen to his tracks with Lovesick Part 3. And that, if you listen to the lyrics in Lovesick Part 3, I'll put a link to Lovesick Part 3 in the show notes to listen to on Spotify or YouTube. And it's a very powerful message of like perseverance, um, love of the craft, love of the art, keep going despite all odds, challenges, the unknowns. And that was 2008 ish, okay. And I was just going through it too. I was going through the thick of it. Of course, it's not easy. It's tough. And his words of empowerment and positive messaging just really hit me home. Like it's hit me to the core. I'm like this guy is doing it. He's building his legacy, moving forward, and we're all in the same boat together. And it's less. It's not as lonely as it is. We like as I mentioned, like creators were really. It's a very solitude endeavor, but his music recognizes the fact that we are, and together, we're on our own boats, but we're all in this together to move forward, to push towards uh, our resolve and our passion, our resolve in our pursuit to um, being the creators that we are, being free from the how do I say, just being free, and be and truly embrace our creative our craft and creativity. So 1 to 6, he went through the whole thing. Between in the past, between Lovesick Part 3 and Lovesick Part 4, there has been a bit of a long hiatus, like a 5 year hiatus before he started to do 4. And I got a bit more history as to why when he was speaking on the stage, so I got more insight about that. But it was great, and it was. And remember, I also talked about in my previous episode how turn nostalgia into opportunity. Take that energy of the past, of those times, of this like yearning to move forward, that nostalgia, and also that just thinking about that past. Take that energy and put it to now. That's how I felt. I felt like after this event, I get to reflect and relive through all the tracks and music, and they're playing live. And I'm like, wow, EEPMON, you've come a long way, dude. You've come a long way. Sometimes I take myself for granted. Like I just like I just continue to do my own thing. I just continue my craft. But and after speaking with him at that event, I realized the times when I recall when I first spoke with him for the very first time, I was very nervous. I was a bit shy, nervous. I'm a bit of a fan. Come on, folks, get real, right? No, so like, and I like to think that he's a very, very spiritual individual. Very. Have you seen my Instagram stories? He talks about a shout out to the universe. I'm like, speaking my language, brother. And and I remember, like, I was just, that was 2010, and I'm still like, developing I'm still developing right now, but like, I'm just growing as a creator back then. And I remember, like, you can talk, you can just sense his immense energy. His stare could pierce through your soul. Like it was such an incredible experience when I first met him. A decade, a decade and a few later, um, seeing him again and having the conversation again, it's like, the feeling. I know he's still the same dude. He's still really, like, very passionate in what he does. But in a way, it was an how do I say it? It was a moment of realization that I have risen, that I have really, through my decade of building myself and seeing him after such a long time. um I felt it was just weird. I don't know what it was. I felt like I have, like, where I was just a fanboy and I love this video. Now we're like we've grown. We've both grown. I've grown. I've I've built myself. I have a solid foundation, and and to compare with myself in the past and now seeing now, I'm like, yeah, I've come a long way. I've come a long way. And that nostalgia of the past, I'm like, okay, let's go. Game on. Let's take that. I think it's such a great way to start September. I think it's a fantastic way to start September. You know, the new season has started for, everyone's coming back to work. A new phase has begun, and coming for that event is a perfect timing to really be inspired. Take that nostalgic energy and just push it into EEPMON final 2024 Arc 3, and October 1st begin Arc 4 with all the power and passion and energy. Just let's go. Let's go. I'm so pumped. Um, so yeah, in addition to the event, I of course was able to get. I'll show you. This is the Lovesick Hexology poster, all signed by the members of OMA, Shingo 2, and of course Spin Master DJ A1. And this is all hand signed. Not everyone got this because I want, I don't go to gigs all the time. Honestly, I'm hardly ever. And when I do go a gig, I go all out and I want to support them. So I got the VIP pass. So I got this special one. And you can, for sure, I will be framing this: OMA Shingo 2 Spin Master A1 Lovesick Hexology Tour 2024. And the creator designer of this they're one of their friends who, if I correct me if I'm wrong, but this individual works at Pixar. So this is the style of this particular artist. I forget the name that he I don't know if he mentioned the name, but anyway, I think it's fantastic. Could we see an EEPMON Shingo 2 collaboration down the road? I would love to. I would love to think so. So, but we're in definitely, we've built the friendship for over a decade, and it'd be kind of cool to do something down the road. I would be honored to to be part of the movement, right? The movement of positive vibes, good music. You know, this is that was in my element. I was in my element, folks. That was crazy. You know, that sort of genre, my element. You know, amongst other styles of music that I enjoy. But a lot of my music that I listen to, folks, they're not really mainstream. They're really like more indie underground and just sort of like. But I like it. You know, I just keep it raw, keep it authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like keep it real. Um, yeah. So on that note, I'm back, and I will probably, excuse me, I know I'm missing another episode. I'll probably do an episode 113 very, very shortly. But if you go to my Instagram, I've been already posting some of the snippets from the concert. It's fantastic. And do check out those recommendations like Samurai Champloo, um, New Jabez. Look at their albums, Shingo 2's albums, Spin Master, DJ A1's tracks. They're on Spotify too. These guys have decades. Like you know, they're more like decades or experience. Uh, uh, Way more than I do. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been doing this for like, geez, more than 20 years for sure. Like these guys are like, you guys are the realists, man, the realist. But yeah. So on that note, it's September 3rd, and what's coming up next? Well, the Banff Forum is happening September 5th to the 7th. I will be heading over to Whitehorse, Yukon, which the 23rd Banff Forum will be held. And it's going to be a long flight. I'm going to be flying out and hope, and I'll be able to make it. Hope without any sort of delays in flight, but I'll be able to make it for the reception dinner event on the 7th. Oh, sorry, on the 5th. So lots of things I need to start planning. Like I just got back and I just got to start packing again and got to get everything all sorted out. But I will definitely do another channel Eeps just to make up for the lost one. But yeah, no, I just felt really good. I felt like a new. I feel like a new universe is about to happen for me. Like I feel like a new realm has opened up. It's just starting to open up, and now I have to really like just go in there and just make it happen. And I hope that I don't hope. I believe and I think. You know, I'm not saying I'm not gonna think. I always like try to like. I gotta say I will make it happen when I'm gonna do the Japan trip in October 2nd. I'm gonna make that happen. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I don't want to go too long on this rant. Just sort of a recap of my experience. I'm back now. Didn't get much sleep, but I will recoup in timing for the long flight on September 5th. So have a great evening, have a great afternoon, have a great morning, wherever you are in the world. This is the Channel Eeps episode 112, and I will speak to you soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.